Welcome to Ageless Fury. Randall Cox here. Hey, today we're going to talk about weight loss and how that relates to our training and our nutrition goals. If this is your first time here, start by subscribing now. Let's get those notifications turned on so you don't miss anything. Now, weight loss is a highly contested subject, right? You've got a number of medical, professional, fitness, nutrition people that they all have their theories on the best way to accomplish that task. The reality is they may all be right because there's going to be some level of science behind those weight loss theories. We know that whatever bad eating habits we've had in the past, we can't change those. We can only do a better job moving forward. Now, I have my own theories on weight loss. And as you look at me at age 50, and then at age 60, you can see that at age 50, I had a weight issue. I can tell you that from getting where I am today, from age 50, did not involve going on a diet. Okay, I have never restricted my calories. The other interesting thing is at age 50, age 60, I was still maintaining a 5 to 6 day per week exercise cycle. So it wasn't the workout, it was the food. It was the difference in those food choices. I went from eating, unhealthy, high-calorie foods to, nutritious, low-calorie foods that filled me up and helped me fight off, those food cravings. So the key to maintaining that healthy weight is that we are, consuming the same number of calories that we burn throughout a week as long as we are at our desired weight. Now, in some cases, you may monitor that calorie intake on a daily basis. Now, for me, I had a little bit more success when I would monitor my calorie intake over the course of a week. Now, when we bring exercise into the equation, you need to make sure that you have enough calories to fuel your body properly to train. And obviously, this is going to depend on the type of exercise that you do, but trust me, you're going to need some type of a fuel source to fuel your body. So for me, if I predominantly weight train, so if I reduce my calories too dramatically, it's going to sabotage my training. Now, a lot of this depends on your goals, right? Because theoretically, you can't lose weight and gain muscle at the same time. Now, I want to talk a little bit here about, fat loss versus a weight loss, because obviously if we're talking about a weight loss, then that's a calorie deficient. Now, if we're in a situation where we want to gain muscle, then of course we're going to need to, increase our calorie intake to add that muscle. Now, the difference in your fat loss to your weight loss, look, it can be used to your advantage if you're not looking for instant gratification to achieve those fat loss goals. So understanding that difference between fat loss and weight loss, look, that can help you achieve those goals. So for our example, we're going to use two people. They both weigh 160 pounds. They're both 25% body fat. And although this isn't an exact science, this situation can play out, something like this. So we're going to take person A. They want to lose 20 pounds in 30 days. We have person B. They want to lose 6 pounds in 30 days. Now keep in mind that your body can only effectively lose 1 to 1.5 pounds of body fat per week. Now, your body stores carbohydrates in a watery gel called glycogen. Now, when the carbohydrate is burned and not replaced, that water is excreted from the body. And this is the reason that you see people that they lose large amounts of weight in short amounts of time because they're taking the fluid out of their bodies, basically. So we take person A, okay? They lost their 20 pounds. So even though they lost 20 pounds, yes, they did lose some fat, but they also lost muscle. So they're at 140 pounds, but they're still 25% body fat. So basically what they are is a smaller version of themselves. Now, if their goal was to look better in clothes, well, then they probably accomplished that. But you take person B, they lost their 6 pounds, but they lost 6 pounds of fat. So now they're at 22% body fat. Now you have a leaner, healthier version of themselves than from 30 days ago. Now you take person A. They consumed almost 50,000 calories less than B, but yet they have the higher body fat percentage. And you think of all the food that person A deprived themselves of, right? What's going to happen? They're going to go back to their old eating habits. They're going to gain that weight back and maybe even more. Downside to that as well is, they're probably going to add body fat, right? So it's going to put them at a higher body fat percentage than when they started. Hey, losing weight is one thing. Keeping it off is another. Okay, research shows us that 80% of the people that lose at least 10% of their body weight, they gain it all back. And in a lot of cases, even more. So we take person B, right? They didn't deprive themselves of as much food, right? They were still able to enjoy a lot of their favorite foods, where person A, they deprive themselves of their favorite foods every day. So we have to look at the quality of that calorie we're consuming, because it does make a difference. And I don't want you to be fooled by the theory that as long as you consume, the same number of calories that you burn, you're going to be healthy. Because trust me, there are plenty of people out there, they're dying of heart attacks at a young age that are at an ideal weight. You have a person who's consuming 2,000 calories comprised of, high fat, high cholesterol, right? As opposed to somebody who's, eating, nutritious foods that are low in saturated fats and trans fats. Well, who's going to be the healthier person? Trust me, not the one eating all the fat and cholesterol. Now, I have what I call my shit theory, okay? Look, you eat like shit, you're going to train like shit, and you're going to look like shit. Sorry, but it is what it is. You eat good, you're going to train good, and you're going to look good. But if you can at least eat better, you will train better. Trust me, you will look better. Consistency is the key. Consistently eating the right foods, consistently eating the right number of calories is going to lead to maintaining a consistent weight. Now, major key to weight loss is not being too restrictive. Okay, listen, you set yourself up for failure, you'll fail. Trust me. Okay, losing weight, this is not a sprint. It's a marathon. And the problem is most people, they want to lose as much weight as fast as they can, and regardless of what consequences that's going to put their body through. It's not healthy. Look, losing weight correctly probably will take more time than you want, but we're talking about living healthy as we get to our 90s, okay? And we start that journey in our 20s, 30s, and 40s. So we do have time to figure it out. And I look at this, my best advice is that we approach this in two phases. So our phase one is, look, we need to eat the right foods, okay? We master that and then we move on. So when I talk about nutrition, this is what I'm talking about. So say you're drinking soda every day. You're going to cut that soda out, okay? You're going to still continue eating, the unhealthy foods, but you have stopped consistently drinking the soda. From there, we can move on and tackle that next bad eating habit. Now we get to phase two. This is where we learn to eat the right number of calories. Okay, now this could be two phases as well. There could be a weight loss in there that's going to be X amount of calories. And then once we get to our ideal weight, there's going to be, these calories. So two phases here to get where we need to be. Now, when we look at phase one, this is about eating the right foods as being just as important as not eating the wrong foods. Now, I look at three pretty hot topics here: soda, sugary drinks, sugar, and processed foods. Okay, look, your taste for these foods isn't going to go away overnight. It does take some time. It's baby steps. So if you're eating unhealthy foods 15 times a week, let's cut that down to 12, cut it down to 10, let's cut it down to 5. It's steps along that way to reach those goals. A healthy eating plan, look, that's a strong foundation of, we have our whole grains, we have our nuts, our seeds, healthy proteins, we have our fruits and vegetables. Our balanced nutrition is comprised of our macronutrients. It's going to include our carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Now, I want to look at two different foods here and kind of compare those. Okay, so we take a very popular fast food burger, 563 calories, 8 grams saturated fat. We add in the trans fat, 33 grams of total fat, 79 milligrams of cholesterol, 1,000 milligrams of sodium, only 3.5 grams of fiber, 26 grams of protein. Now we're going to compare that to a cup of black beans. Now we're in there at 220 calories, 0 saturated fat, 0 trans fat, 0 cholesterol, 5 milligrams of sodium, 18 grams of fiber, 14 grams of protein. Now in terms of our food volume, look, both these foods are going to fill us up about the same, but there's just no comparison when we look at the nutritional value that those black beans are going to have over that fast food burger. Now, of course, our burger is going to have, a little bit more protein in it from the beef, but trust me, that's going to be a GMO. It's not going to be pasture raised. So you're consuming a product that's juiced full of chemicals that, trust me, you continue to eat that over time down the road, you're going to have some serious health issues. Something that, needs to go. Now, without question, look, there's a taste factor here. I get that. That fast food burger, we've grown to love that taste, and it probably satisfies our taste buds more than the black beans, but it doesn't have to stay that way. Over time, you overcome that, and you get to where you love the flavor of those black beans. Once you get there, you're on your way. We look at eating nutritious foods over non-nutritious foods. I mean, they add so many benefits to our bodies that it's hard to imagine. I don't understand why we continue to eat these awful foods that put us in an early grave. Now, we talk a lot about achieving our goals, right? But in reality, we're looking to achieve a vision. So for me, my vision was I wanted to be leaner. I wanted to lose my body fat, right? Lower that body fat percentage. Hey, my path is no different than anybody else who's maybe they're starting a weight loss program, okay? We all start at the beginning and we work through that to achieve that vision with our steps along the way. So we set up those steps along the way as our goals as they relate to our vision. So maybe we manage that process using, a SMART goal. We've got specific, measurable, action, realistic, and time. Specific, lose 5 pounds. Is it measurable? Yes. So starting today, no soda or sugary drinks, only water, green teas, and healthy beverages. And included in there is we're going to cut out one unhealthy food we eat on a daily basis, replace it with a healthy food. Is it realistic? Yes. Will it be hard? Yes. Okay. Is it going to be worth it? Yes. And am I going to feel better for doing it? Yes. But I don't want you to go into this thinking it's going to be easy, because it's not. Okay. And that's why these eating plans fail, is people go in and they're like, oh, this is going to be easy. What happens is it gets hard and they quit. Now, in this equation, our time is 30 days. Now, that can be a little bit tricky if we add exercise in there, but so say we look at 1 pound is equal to, about 3,500 calories. So we look at that on a daily basis of reducing our calorie intake by about 580 calories to lose 5 pounds in 30 days. But I want you to factor in, our focus here isn't just on reducing 580 calories, because we are cutting out these unhealthy foods and replacing them with healthy foods. So it isn't about a calorie restriction. It's about eating healthy foods. And trust me, that weight will come off naturally. But you don't have to restrict your calories to do it. So we're eating these nutritious foods. They're lowering calories. They're satisfying our hunger. They're filling us up. Yes, there's a taste factor here that's going to take some time to overcome, but trust me, you can do it. Now, if we add exercise into the equation, we could end up burning, 200, 300, 400 additional calories a day with our exercise. So you need to figure out, what's the best avenue for you. So if we look at this action plan, and you're able to exercise 2 or 3 days per week, that's great. The key is you need to be consistent with that plan. Okay, Ageless Fury is all about having a healthy life into our 90s, right? And we start that early in our lives and we continue that throughout our lives, right? So we need to figure out where is our finish line. Now look, you may have different finish lines along the way. You cross one and we're going to race to the next one, right? But you need to remember the key is consistency. Hey, please leave your comments as I work with people on their quest for better health. If you're looking for more programs to help you have that weight loss, that nutrition, and those exercise goals, follow me on YouTube and Instagram. Thank you.